and welcome to Nice, a city on the French Riviera in the south of France. A city so nice that they decided to call it Nice. I've only got a few hours here, so I'm going to try to make the most of it. Strap in and let's see what's in Nice.
The day begins at the Promenade des Anglais, the most iconic stretch of Nice. This 7-kilometre promenade lines the coast, offering a front row seat to the Mediterranean. If you fly into Nice, the promenade starts near the airport, and following it leads you all the way into the heart of town. Life feels effortless here. The locals jog past, and visitors stroll by the sea. The sound of waves meeting the pebbled beach blends with the soft hum of the bustling city. It's a perfect place to embrace the essence of Nice. Calm, elegance, and full of life.
What do you think about climbing up those steps?
They look rather steep.
I'm not too sure I'm going to need this jumper if I attempt to do this. I think I'm going to need some sustenance first before we attempt that climb.
I came across the iconic sign, the perfect spot for that postcard-worthy holiday snap. But timing is absolutely everything. This popular landmark often draws a crowd, so be ready to wait your turn. As the road curved, the edge of the harbour came into view. A striking war memorial stood proudly, carved to perfection in honour of the fallen, with a modern art installation just across the way. And finally, Nice harbour unfolded below in all its glory. Those boats are so big you can't even see the water at all, and the cars? Surprisingly, nothing flashy. It's almost like the yachts took all the attention for themselves.
This is like a millionaire's playground. Scratch that. It's actually a billionaire's playground. Where do you even begin in life to have a shot at stepping onto one of these, owning one of them, maybe even renting one for a night? It's just incredible the size of these. Like 2-3 times the size of my house.
Seeing the trams terminate at the harbour reminded me they're the perfect way to get around the city. Reliable, frequent and affordable. An invaluable addition to Nice. I personally use them to get to and from the airport and even to catch the football match. Just remember to validate your ticket.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Nice, I've got to say. To be honest, you don't need a lot of money, you just need a pair of shoes and just explore the place. It's so beautiful.
I had a quick wander around the streets near the harbour, admiring the French architecture. And then I ended up back at the harbour. Looking at the yachts from the other side of the harbour was like a scene from a postcard.
The size of those boats in the harbour, as they say in France, mon Dieu.
I went to grab a quick brunch, but to be honest, I'm not sure it would rate too highly on Rate My Plate. What do you think?
Okay, so I'm fed and watered. Feel satisfied now. The hunger pangs have gone. So now I'm going to attempt to climb this hill. I'm feeling a little bit warm now. The temperature is pretty good for November. It's 15 to 17 degrees right now. I have a feeling I'm going to feel a lot warmer once I'm in the middle of that climb.
Well, that looks pretty daunting from where I am. Let's pretend it's not there and admire the harbour instead.
So we're just about reaching the castle steps now. Wish me luck, I think I'm going to need it.
Climbing the steps up Castle Hill is a real workout, but the views get better with every step, I promise. And sure, I might have whined about how unfit I am, but honestly, it's a small price to pay for one of the best panoramas in Nice.
I'm not even round the first corner of steps, and I feel like I'm regretting my choice already. This is really steep. I can feel the burn in my legs already. There's people putting padlocks, love padlocks on the fence, right where this viewpoint is, and I'm telling you right now, this is definitely not romantic. I feel absolutely wrecked. I guess it was worth the climb after all. What a view this is. It's pretty special, isn't it? Apparently these stairs, from the viewpoint, they actually go further up. So I'm going to inspect, see what this is, see what's happening. So, we're at the top of this hill. We made it to the top of the stairs. I can feel the sweat dripping down my back. But, is it worth it? You tell me. Check this out.
What do you think? The view up here is even better. I really hope that that's not Nice Castle. I've climbed all this way for that.
So the really cool thing about these gardens is once you get to the top, you just need to walk to one side of the garden and then to the other, and you get a sweeping panoramic view of the city of Nice, the beach down below, the harbour. You can see the airport and the planes taking off. Such a beautiful place, it really is.
Draw what you see. The Greek-style mosaics on the ground add a touch of artistry. It's as if Nice is trying to remind us, hey, we've been classy since ancient times.
Everywhere you turn in this park, there is a viewpoint, and each time the view seems to get better. Honestly, this place is unbelievable. Free of charge as well. As I said, all you need is a pair of shoes, a little bit of fitness to get up the stairs, but once you're at the top of the stairs, honestly, just the view is worth it, trust me.
As we approach the courtyard, more mosaics come into view. And then it hits you. Nice Castle now is just ruins, but at least the mosaics are still holding up.
So I came to this part of the world because I wanted to take Monaco off my list, but not knowing much about Nice and being here for roughly around a day now, I think it's safe to say this place is pretty magnificent, and if you're in the area, I'd highly recommend that you come here. Time is of the essence. I've had a lovely time exploring this hilltop. Lovely panoramic views of the promenade on one side, and on the other side you've got the harbour. Beautiful place, really beautiful. You have to come to Nice if you're in the south of France. But as I said, we are on a time budget, so it's time to explore the old town. Follow me.
As I made my way out of the park, I heard the sound of water from a viewpoint. And what a view of the old town, by the way, from here. But the water? Surely not. Yes, it is. Let's take a closer look.
So straight ahead of me, you can probably hear it. There's a waterfall at the top of this hill. And I just want to soak in it right now. I'm getting sprayed with the mist, so it's cooling me down a little bit, but this waterfall just reminds me that I really should have brought a towel with me.
I bet that would freshen you up in no time. There's little pools of water from the waterfall lower down, and these water channels are giving me major Madeira vibes. Reminds me of the Lavadas, those incredible water paths that wind through the island. I need the toilet now. At the bottom of the stairs, the Promenade des Anglais stretches ahead of you, but if you duck through the archway, you'll find yourself wandering through the charming old town of Nice, where you'll stumble upon the vibrant Saleya Market. Saleya Market is a feast for the senses. You can find antiques, fresh produce, flowers and local delicacies on display. And if you're not careful, you might leave with a basket full of fruit you didn't even plan to buy. The colours, the smells and the hustle and bustle of the market make it the perfect spot to experience the heart of Nice. Just round the corner, there's a charming square lined with beautiful buildings. More market stalls are open for trade, adding to the lively atmosphere. And dotted around the square, there are a number of cosy restaurants, with people unwinding, watching the world go by, and of course, having those all-important putting the world to rights conversations. This square seemed a nice enough place to sit down and watch the world go by.
So what do we have here? So we've got strawberry first of all. It's lovely, so soft, just melts in your mouth. Just what you need after walking up those hills, let me tell you. And then the other flavour is like chocolate with hazelnut. and that one's hitting the spot as well. It's got little bits inside it. So tasty. Never would have thought that I'd be eating ice cream at the end of November in Europe, but here we are. And there's not a bad view in the square as well.
They just need to move that van.
Who would have thought a day ago I was in the UK, staying in the house because I was freezing my derriere off, as they say in France, because it was raining, and then there was like a snowstorm outside, and then a day later I'm in the south of France. It's 18 degrees. I've just had ice cream outside. What more do you want at the end of November?
Welcome to Place Massena, Nice's largest and most famous square. It's known for its vibrant red and yellow buildings and that eye-catching checkered floor. It's like a chessboard for giants. A perfect blend of old and new, and a meeting point for both locals and tourists.
It's not a bad view behind me, is it?
There was an abundance of shops for those who like their retail therapy, but honestly, it's not for me. This is the lovely hotel I stayed at in Nice, slap bang in the city centre. I found an offer on booking.com and it worked out only £56 a night. Bargain. The cup I actually got from the football and decided to keep as a souvenir. The room even had pots and pans, a hob and a microwave, perfect for those who prefer to cook rather than rely on takeout. The fridge was stocked with a few goodies, but these had to be paid for. I can't say I've ever seen Pringles in a fridge though. Is this a faux pas? The room was surprisingly spacious, complete with cosy living area, and on the TV, a great selection of streaming services. Plus, there was even a guest login on Netflix. All in all, a very pleasant stay.
I'm just walking along the Promenade Anglais, and the mission is pretty simple right now. I need to find a couple of bits of local food, local to Nice. So what I have in mind is two products. The first one is called Socca, and this has chickpeas, it's a pancake. And then the second product, excuse the pronunciation, it is called Pissaladière. And what this is Nice's answer to pizza. It has like a pizza base, and then on top you've got caramelized onion, anchovies and olives. Now if you're like me and you don't like your seafood, you can just ask the person who's selling it sans anchovy, which means that you get it without the anchovies. So yeah, I'm going to try and find that, so bear with me. Shouldn't take too long. I'm sure I'll be able to find it, because these are really popular dishes or really popular snacks to try when you are in Nice. So I'm successful. I've managed to find Pissaladière. It only cost €3, so just bear with me. I'm going to find somewhere quiet and then we'll try it out. I can't wait. Found myself a nice quiet little park next to this fancy building behind me. I'm going to sit down and we're going to try the Pissaladière. Okay, so here we are. We're sat on the bench. I found the Pissaladière. Excuse me, this is going to be very messy, but there we have it, like the pizza. The onions have slid a little bit because I've been walking with it, and then the olive as well. Of course, I don't like seafood, so there's no anchovies there. Let's give this a try, see what it's like. It's very messy and it's so hard to eat it with just one hand, but the onion's very crispy, very sweet. The olives, I presume, is going to balance it out with the salty taste. But yeah, it's nice, I like it. And €3, it's not bad, is it? Delicious. But yeah, it's going down very well. Really tasty. It's not a bad thing to have for your breakfast. I'm now on the hunt for some Socca. Just make sure that you've got a tissue when you're eating it, because it is so messy. Honestly, I need to wipe my hands, but I've got nowhere to wipe. Okay, so I've had my Pissaladière in that little garden. I'm back on the Promenade Anglais. And when I was in the garden, just a little reminder, there was a memorial basically to the terrorist attack that happened in 2016 in Nice. I'm sure a lot of you are aware that there was one in Nice, but it actually happened on this promenade where I'm walking right now. So it's just a somber reminder that there's still bad in this world. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? Okay, time is ticking. I have 45 minutes. I need to get some Socca and then I need to head to the airport.
We're back at the market again.
But this is the Saleya Market, excuse the pronunciation again, I hope I'm not butchering it. And this is hopefully where I'm going to find some Socca. Wish me luck.
Look what I found.
Okay, I found the Socca stand, but what an ordeal to get some, honestly. They serve it from this little dish or tray. It's quite big. It's probably like, I don't know, like a 20-inch pizza, but it's so in demand that they literally empty that tray within a minute of it arriving. So they must have a shop somewhere where they're sourcing it from. And every 10 minutes the guy's coming on his bike and dropping it off. So I had to wait a little bit. You needed to get a ticket. €3 it cost. So I'm gonna find somewhere a bit quiet. I'm in a real rush now, to be honest, because I need to get to the airport. But I'll show you what Socca's like. So chickpea pancake, remember? Bit of pepper on the top as well. Let's try it. So there we have it. Chickpea pancake in Nice. What more do you want? Bit of pepper added. Very tasty. Super crispy and soft. Crispy on the outside, soft in the middle. And taste the pepper coming through. As I say in France, c'est magnifique. It's hard to film and eat at the same time when both hands are occupied, but trust me, this is something that you definitely have to try when you're in Nice. Right, I finally got hand free, so let's try this again. Take 3. Yep, still magnificent. Brilliant.
No wonder they sell out within seconds.
Okay, I'm going to wrap the video up here. I've only been in Nice for a day and a half, and it's safe to say that Nice has been very, well, nice. There's plenty to do here. I don't think that a day and a half, 2 days is enough really. I arrived on Sunday evening and it's now Wednesday lunchtime, so in that time I've explored a bit of Nice and Monaco. Beautiful places, both of them. Probably enjoyed Nice more than Monaco, I would say. Seems to be more character there. But this south of France, what do they call it? The Côte d'Azur. If you're in the area, you've got to come here and explore it. I really want to come back to Nice one day, maybe explore Cannes as well. There's a couple of little day trips, mini day trips I've heard that you can do. A place called Anglais is supposed to be very nice. Local food, really nice. Went to the football, of course, super atmosphere. But yeah, I can't speak highly enough of this place. It's the end of November, remember. And look behind me, you've got blue skies. While back home in the UK where I've just left, snow, misery. I looked on my phone today, it said the temperature was -1. And here I am exploring Nice. 16, 17 degrees, perfect temperature. What more can you ask for? So I hope you enjoyed this place as much as I did. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.